Alright, let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is Shoot, and this is the newest REPO devlog. I wanted to test out a quick reaction and open discussion because there is a new mechanic being introduced to the game, and this mechanic is sort of their answer to how easy the game becomes when you stack your strength and can just lift enemies for free with little to no risk. I'm skipping the first minute or so of the video just because I have nothing to add to this section. This section is all about there being rip-offs. Right now, REPO is only on PC. Either way, let's get into the new mechanic of the game.
The other thing you see that is bad mojo. But something that is not bad mojo is the new mechanic we are introducing into REPO that will make late game runs more exciting, more tactical, and a bit more challenging. We've seen a lot of semi-bots boosting up themselves with strength.
So, quick aside, rare sighting, this is Thelonious. If you don't know who that is, Thelonious got their start doing solo Lethal Company, and they got really good at it. They did it for quite a while on stream. And then they transitioned over to this game pretty easily, and they were probably among the first to get level 100 solo legit. Crazy to see that, like, their clips being featured in the official devlog. Just an aside.
Upgrades until the point where they can basically bully enemies to death, just toss them around like a glove. And that's not very exciting, and it makes every enemy less scary. So instead of nerfing any upgrades or beefing up any enemies, we have a new solution in store called Overcharge.
I love that animation, by the way.
You have to
I
be
love
a
that.
bit aware of your little semi-bot beam, because now when you grab an enemy, the beam will go red and you will see a little meter up there to the left that will show you how close it is to overcharging, and when that meter reaches 100, it overcharges and you'll explode.
It's so good every time.
This will prevent enemy bullying and add more tactic to how and when you should try and toss an enemy down a pit or smash them into the ground. Also, the semi-bot beams will be less overcharged if there's multiple players holding the
Like, did you see how fast that was raising when it was just the one? I just want to go back real quick.
when you should try and toss an enemy down a pit or smash them into the ground. Also,
So he was already stunned by a stun grenade. That was that flash. And even while he's stunned, the meter is still incrementing. I have mixed feelings on this because I was hoping or expecting that since it was mainly focused on kind of negating the overpoweredness of the strength upgrades, that it wouldn't increment if you use like a stun grenade or a trank on them, since you used a resource to achieve that effect. But it seems like it does. Maybe that'll be changed before the official launch of this mechanic. But
if there's multiple players holding the same enemy. So with this mechanic, we're making things more tactical, the enemies more fearsome, and encouraging more teamwork. And I also want to emphasize that this overcharge mechanic
super cool
does
model, by
not
the way.
affect when you're carrying other non-living objects. It's only against enemies. So yeah, this
Huge, because if it affected everything, that would be the most obnoxious. Like, nobody would play the game. Nobody would play if that was the case.
This is one of the things that we've done to tackle the late game issues, that it's being too easy and stuff like that. But some of you might not even get affected by this mechanic. Me, one of them, because my tactic against enemies is often to hide and toss a little grenade and watch them go boom.
And we have done this because we don't want strength to be the only meta. We actually want these weapons.
Before they go into the weapon upgrades or the weapon changes that were made, just a quick aside for Overcharge. I'm really excited. It's not at all what I was expecting. I didn't even consider a mechanic like that where holding for too long would build up a meter. That didn't even occur in my mind. My first main question is, does the rate at which it scales, the rate of the meter, change depending on strength, or is it just based on the enemy size? So essentially, if I am trying to lift a Rugrat and I have 4 strength, does it build faster than if I'm lifting it with like 8 strength or 9 strength? Because if it does, then the issue will still eventually exist where you have so much strength that it's just like a non-issue. But my expectation is that that's not the case, that it's just like a flat amount no matter what. And maybe they'll add upgrades. It's kind of hard, but they could add upgrades to like increase the amount of overcharge that you can like build. or potentially they can increase the rate at which it decreases, if that makes sense. But now weapon upgrades.
To be used as well. And what have we done with the weapons? What have you done, Walter?
Better accuracy.
Ah! You
I
missed.
promise.
Ah. You missed again.
I promise.
You have to actually hit them.
I'm standing still.
Honestly, it's so
Better
good.
accuracy. And easier to swing melee weapons, and they have easier. And they have more durability. And just like in general, better items, I would say. So basic.
So yeah, we're basically making the game a bit more explosive.
It's so good every time. I love
In
that
other
effect.
news, we are progressing nicely with matchmaking lobbies. You can either host private or public, and of course we also have a
That's pretty much everything. The rest is just like matchmaking stuff. So, really huge that they're adding that mechanic. I'm interested to see just how much of a difference it makes. In isolated encounters, it won't matter that much, but you will have to be just like faster with moving enemies into places. And I know that people will probably forget that meter is up there and explode. Worth noting, I'm not sure if exactly where it was in the footage, but the explosion is not. I find it. The explosion that happens is not like a guaranteed kill.
to
Here
how
he
and when you
explodes
should try and toss
and
an
he is still
enemy down a
alive.
pit or
So
smash them
assuming
into
that
the
it's not
ground.
like a god mode
Also-
clip, you're not guaranteed to die if you explode, which is good because that would suck as well. Either way, I've been Shoot. I'd love to hear your own thoughts on the new mechanic and the improvements to melee weapons down below. And if you enjoyed this and want me to do these more often when applicable, then I would be all for it. I don't really want to do complete reactions, but more just like discussions about mechanics that are added. Either way, thank you for watching. I've been Shoot, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.